Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today let's talk about SNR. So I'm sure most of us have heard the term SNR. Sometimes we've heard it as MSNR or something of that sort. So it just stands for support and resistance. S for support, N for end, R for resistance. And SNR is usually a strategy that is used to trade. You can trade almost any instrument with it, but I would recommend that if you want the best out of this strategy, trade it with gold. So let me start typing and then we can start with our video. S and R, support and resistance. So when it comes to SNR, we need certain stuff, which are, we need key levels, we need a storyline, and we need entries. So I'm going to divide this video into 2 or 3 parts, but in the first part I'm going to talk about the key levels and I'm going to give an introduction to the storyline. So let's give a brief overview of what SNR is. So SNR, support and resistance. And classic support and resistance, you know that we're going to have. If we have a level up like this, it's going to be a resistance level. And then if we have a level down, which we expect price to if we have a level down of which we expect price to bounce from this level, this is going to be our support level. So price bounces off this level, goes up, and then bounces off of this level again, comes down. So the support is going to be something more like a floor. Let's think of it in terms of a building. Support will be the floor, resistance will be our roof. So when price gets to resistance, we expect price to come down, and when price goes to support, we expect price to go up. So now when we're talking about these key levels, how do we arrive at the point that we want to call this particular level support, or we want to call this particular level resistance? So that brings us to the very first topic, key levels. So when we're talking about key levels in the market, if we are on the line chart, okay, so to make things easy for you, on the line chart, a key level for support is going to look like a key level for resistance, okay, is going to look like an A. And then for support, a key level is going to look like a V. So what do we need? We need the top of this A for resistance, the bottom of this V for support. This is how it's going to look like on the line chart. Now on the candlestick chart, let me give you guys an example. So let's say price was going down. So this is a down close candle. Let me represent this by red. And then we have the next candle, which becomes an up close candle. So the fact that we have the closing price here and then the opening price of this literally at the same area, if we look on the line chart, it's going to give us something like this. Price came down and then went up. So this area, which is the close of the first candle, okay, so we're looking at the closing prices of the first candle. That is what gives us the level. So the closing prices of this first candle, which was the first down candle, is where we're going to look at. That is what is going to give us our V. So this is going to be our support level. So now let's go to our resistance level. Let me try and make the same analogy. So we have a candle going up in this sense. Candle opened here and closed here. Then we have the next bearish candle. It doesn't have to necessarily close below this or anything. It just has to be a bearish candle that opened at the same point where this one closed. So it opens here and let me try and get it on the same level. So when we have price get here, this one open next and then come down, this is going to give us something like a V shape, an A shape in this case, okay? So an A, and the top of this is going to be our key level. So we have 3 key levels. We've talked about 2. We've talked about the A and then the V. Now the next key level is going to be the level that I personally call kissing candles. I don't know what name it has, but let's just say we have a candle which is a bearish candle, okay? Then the next candle again also opens up right where this one closed. So we have this close and this open at the same area. So this is what I will call the kissing candles. So like I said, what gives us a support or a resistance level is the closing price of the first candle in focus. So here. So this is going to be our level once again. So like I said, 3 levels, A, V, and then the kissing candle level. So these are going to be the key levels when we're talking about support and resistance, or SNR. The trading strategy SNR, we have A, V, kissing candles. So now what do we expect price to do when price comes to these key levels? When price comes to these key levels, let me go back to the drawing we have with the blue lines. If price at the support level and we expect price to hold, price would literally come here, and when we're talking about the storyline, I explained to you how the storyline works. So once price gives us clue that the storyline is going to hold, it means that for every single entry opportunity, we're going to be looking for buys all the way to the next level in the storyline. So if we have a confirmed storyline, which is like a buy storyline, or as they'll call it, a bullish storyline, it means price is going to continue being bullish up until the next level. And then at the next level, if a new storyline is confirmed, let's say a new bearish storyline is confirmed at the resistance level, then price is going to be bearish to a new support level. So we talked about our key levels, A, V, and then kissing candles. So I'll give us a small introduction into the storyline. But before that, let me remind you again. What are we looking for that gives us the level? So the key level, let me type it here. Key level is given by the closing price of the first candle. So once again, let me go on and explain. So this is our first candle, in this case, before the sell one. So the closing price of this candle, because this candle opened down here and opened and closed here, this is our closing price, and this is what we'll use for our level. So for the next level, which is a V level, we had price open down here, close here before this one opened. So the first candle closing price, which is going to be down here, is where our level will be. So if we're anticipating sells from this particular level, we'll draw a level like this, and we expect that if price comes up to this level, price should start selling. If we're anticipating buys, if price comes down to this level, then price will start buying. So that is the first criteria to SNR trading strategy. The first is going to be the key level. So now, at a key level, what do we expect? We are expecting a storyline to start. So when we're expecting a storyline to start, by storyline, what do I mean? The storyline is literally the story that price tells you whether it wants to go up or it wants to go down from a key level. So usually at key levels, we're expecting storylines to begin. But let me go on and show key levels on the charts before we actually come to the storyline. So when we're talking about key levels, for SNR, this particular trading strategy, key levels are going to be found on the daily. That's the key levels you want to use for your storyline, okay? They're going to be found on the daily, weekly, and then the monthly time frames. So these are time frames. Daily, weekly, and then monthly. So these are the time frames that you want to use for your SNR trading strategy. Daily, weekly, and then the monthly time frame. When you're on these time frames, you look for your key levels. So the monthly is going to be more powerful than the weekly, and then the weekly more powerful than the daily as usual. So these are the time frames that we use for our key levels. When it comes into the storyline too, we talk about the time frames differently. And then when it comes into entries, we talk about the time frames differently. I did not really vibe with SNR entries. I use my own style of entries for the markets when I'm trading gold. But for those of you who want to use the SNR trading strategy, defining key levels from the SNR is actually very good in my opinion. So let's go, I'll show you key levels on the charts, and let's go on the daily time frame. so I can show you some key levels. Okay, so when we're talking about SNR key levels, let me remove all drawings so we can go back. Let's switch to the line chart. So on the line chart, we're going to be looking for levels like this: A, V, A, V, A, V. Sharp levels of A's and V's where the market tends at. Okay, so this is going to be a support level. This is also going to be a support level. This will also look as it will be a support level. This is a support level again, support, support. And then now when we come to the A's, this is going to be a resistance level, another resistance level. This is also going to be a resistance. This will be a resistance, and this will also be a resistance. So this is how we identify key levels on the line chart. If you're not seeing the key levels on the line chart, which is actually easier to see, the other way for seeing the key levels is being on the candlestick chart, like the way I showed you guys. You were using the closing price of the very first candle. So you see here we had a bullish candle here. So this candle opened here and then went all the way up, closed here. So we're not using the high, we are not using the low, we are using the closing price. Okay, so candle opened here, closed right here. So this is going to be our key level. When we come here again, this is going to be another key level for resistance, another key level for resistance. And then looking at resistance again, this right here, this one, it's also going to be another key level for resistance. But you don't just use the key levels alone. It's something that I'm going to build up on. I'm going to talk about key levels. I'm going to talk about the storyline and stuff like that. But the key levels are areas where you want to be looking for to base off of a decision or on a buy or a sell. So we talked about some resistance key levels. Let me go on and show you some support key levels. So we have price come down here and then the next candle goes up. So we are going to have something that looks like an A on the line chart. So this is going to be one support level, another support level, another support level, and currently where price is at also is going to be another support level. So we derive our levels off of the daily, off of the weekly, and then off of the monthly chart. But I'm currently using the daily. You can practice on the weekly or on the monthly by yourself. Another thing that SNR also talks about is, remove drawings once again, SBR and RBS. So by SBR and RBS, what do they mean by that? They mean with SBR, support broken becomes resistance, and then in RBS, resistance broken becomes support. So it's quite simple. Okay, it's not something difficult to understand. Let's say we have this V level. What is V supposed to stand for? V is supposed to stand for a support level, yes? So we have one support level, and then we have one A level, which is going to be a resistance level. So now let's say at this point, you are looking at your support level, and at a support level, ideally what will you be looking for? You want to be looking for buys at the support level. So what does SNR say when they mean SBR? SBR means support broken becomes resistance. So when we have price come down here and closes below this point, it means that this area is going to be viewed as a resistance level. So when price is coming back up here, SNR traders will be looking to sell the zone because the support has been broken and this will become resistance. So this is what we mean by SBR. Let me type this here. Okay, so this is our SBR, and then the next one is RBS. So with RBS, it just means resistance becomes support. So what do they mean by resistance becomes support? At a resistance level, ideally, you're looking to sell the markets. But what happens if your resistance level gets broken through like this. They would ideally view this as a new support level. So in this becomes resistance, becomes what? Support. And at support levels, what are you looking for? You're looking to buy. So this is how SNR views the market in terms of key levels, in terms of the time frames that they use to define their key levels, and also in terms of resistance becomes support and support becomes resistance. So in the storyline, there are going to be certain things to look out for that validate a storyline or invalidate the storyline. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in the next video. So thank you very much for being here. If you actually do not understand anything, you can type it in the comment section. We have a community for traders that we help. If you want to learn anything new, if you want to network, if you just want a community where you can actually feel empowered as a trader, then our community is right there for you. So I'll leave this video here and I'll see you guys in the next. In the next video, we're going to talk about the SNR storyline, and we're also going to start talking about entries when you're using SNR to trade. So I hope we all understood what was explained here, and I'll see you guys in the next. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and then share the channel with somebody who's interested in trading. I'll see you guys. Bye.